Yo, what is going on, you mismatched McGarrett? Coming at you with a super spicy, like the title says, Eternatus VMAX list today. Shout out to Vinny Fernandez. This is what Vinny played in the Sunday Open GG Tour tournament over the weekend, and I don't think quite got top 8, but was in like the top 16 area and did really well on the day one of the tournament. And I saw it and I was like, that's just super cool. So a lot of people run in, of course, Moltres and E-Switch in Eternatus VMAX, but Vinny was running the Weavile GX, and I was like, hey, that's really cool. I mean, you need Dark Pokemon on your bench, may as well put one on your bench that has like a lot of utility to be able to utilize throughout the rest of the game in the Shadow Connection. And the only card that I changed in Vinny's list was I added the Umbreon and Darkrai GX. So if we got Weavile in here and we got Moltres in here, Accelerating Energy, I was like, you gotta add in the Umbreon Darkrai GX to try and pull off the Dark Moon GX. So I added this in. It's the only change I made to Vinny's list. I believe I cut out a Great Ball, put in the Umbreon and Darkrai because I was like, it can fit in the deck, it can work in the deck. So I feel like you gotta play it. You gotta try it out, try and make it work. So I added in the Umbreon and Darkrai, but the rest of the list is all Vinny's, and from there it's pretty straightforward. Eternatus VMAX 4-4 on the Eternatus VMAX. You got the 4 Crobat, 3 Boss, 4 Marnie, 4 Research, 9 Dark Energy, 3 Great Ball, 4 Calm, 4 Quick Ball, 4 Switch, and 2 Swell. A little bit higher on the Swell count than you guys have probably seen in the Eternatus decks now, because gotta counter that Path to the Peak. I could even see playing 3 Chaotic Swell in here, to be honest, because Path, man, it's out there. A lot of people are playing it, and of course there's still 2 Zigzagoons in here because we want to be able to one-hit KO stuff like ADP, and everything else we can kind of one-hit KO or 2-hit KO anyways. So yeah, that's the list. Let's go ahead and let's get into some games. All right, here we go, getting into the first one here. I think I'm actually going to open up with the Umbreon and Darkrai GX because we could Dark Moon next turn, theoretically, actually, and just kind of slow our opponent down while we set up. We're up against PikaRom here. Got the Weavile in the hand already, so we can get the Sneasel out, I think. So we can go with, like, Great Ball first. Grab Sneasel. All right, there's the Sneasel already. Sneasel goes down. Calm away the Goon. Grab ourselves. Just the Quick Ball away the Boss. Grab ourselves the Moltres, I guess. Get the Moltres out there as well. And then go ahead and Crobat for 5. Hoping for a Dark Energy. If not, though, now this isn't the end of the world anymore for Eternatus VMAX. And I guess it was never really the end of the world before, but it was definitely a little bit more annoying when you would whiff this turn 1 energy. Now, not to say that we're guaranteed to pull off the whole, Dire Flame energy discard pile combo next turn, because we don't actually play. Whoa, that's a greens. All right, so it's not PikaRom. Well, it could still be PikaRom. It could be Green's Peak. I feel like it's probably Path to the Peak something. Path to the Peak, Coco VMAX, or I mean, did anything else? Maybe it's Coco. It could be Peak, Path to the Peak, or yeah, it could be Path to the Peak. I think it is Path to the Peak. As they grab the tag call gets the Peak. So we're probably just gonna go for a Dark Moon next turn. So this is where the Chaotic Spells are super important. Like we're gonna lose access to the Weavile GX, the ability of Eternatus VMAX, the ability of Moltres. We can't Crobat. Like, so I was saying, like 3 Swell, I could definitely see it being the way to go when decks like this exist. So I mean, we'll see what we draw here and if we can put stuff together, but we're gonna probably need a little bit of help though. There's one of the Swells. We don't have access to it quite yet. Grab this, just kind of combo away. I'm gonna get the VMAX out still, and I'm debating whether or not I want to use Dark Moon GX, or if I kind of just want to attach to the VMAX. I think I'm just gonna attach to the VMAX here, but I could Dark Moon. Dark Moon would just kind of slow them down for a little bit, but if I don't have Swell, it's not gonna make too big of a difference anyways, to be honest. So I think we're just gonna put the energy on the bench because they could just like attach, active, and hit. There's the Swell though. What an incredible draw. That's insane. That is so good. So let's go with this Great Ball. Get ourselves the Crobats. I think. Yeah, sure. Why not? We can try and attack this turn, to be honest. We got 3 Quick Balls left in the deck. If we get a Quick Ball and a Switch off of this Crobat, we can attack this turn. So I'm just going to kind of go for it. 3 Quick Balls, 4 Switch. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go for it. See if we can pull it off. I also want to dig a little bit deeper into the deck anyways, because Quick Ball, no Switch. So super unfortunate there. No Switch to be had. I think I'll grab the Yveltal to give myself that pivot to work with. Maybe second Eternatus V, actually. Kind of flip-flop in here. Let's go with the Eternatus V. Throw that down. And then we can use Moltres' ability. Dire Flame Wings. Get the energy. Can Weavile the energy around now. Did not get the Switch. So I could move it to the active. and then go with that Dark Moon GX. I kind of like that because it kind of buys a turn for my Chaotic Swell. If they have energy attach attack, that's great. But they might not even have the energy, though. It's possible they whiff energy. But it also kind of buys a turn for my Chaotic Swell, which I am really scared of more paths to the peak. They do need to bump my Chaotic Swell to get another path to the peak in play. But by using my GX attack right here, right now, it kind of delays it a turn. It's like, well, you can't do it next turn. You can't play it next turn. So it gives me like +1 turn to almost like play the game. So you may as well take advantage of that. I think this feels pretty good to me. So now they can't like bump it this turn, and then I have to find my next swell to respond to their next peak, because I'm sure they play 4 paths to the peak. So yeah, I like gaining this. Actually, it kind of gives us like +1 turn with our Chaotic Swell, which actually feels pretty good overall, to be honest. So feels good. Can't even use Moltres Choice anyway. I think we're just gonna Marnie, disrupt their hand a little bit here. What they do, they didn't play a supporter, just got the speed lightning draw, but reduce the hand size a little bit. Got the switch, which is perfect. No energy for the turn. Not great, but we don't need too much here. Actually, we have everything we do need here. So I think we're just attacking. I think we're just swinging here. Move the energy around, and oops, press done. Then Dread End for the knockout. Of course, I don't like knocking out the Boltund here. I'd rather boss KO PikaRom, but we didn't have the hand to be able to pull that off. So we're gonna have to go with that knockout instead. But this sets us up, once we KO this PikaRom on the next turn, that good old stamp to 1. And then I'm assuming Raichu. I'm assuming they play Raichu. So Tandem Shock, I'm sure, is on the way as well. They do need to find that, though. They need to find themselves. And here's a Marnie. They don't have it yet. And remember, they're playing a Greens deck, which means they don't play Dedenne. They don't play Crobat. So if they don't draw into a Raichu off this, or even a PikaRom, they need something to put on the bench here. And they whiffed. It's just the full blitz. So now they have to hope I didn't hit a Pokemon. And as we can tell, we see in the hand, I've got the Weavile in the hand, and that will do it. We take the dub here over the Greens Peak. That Chaotic Swell draw was super clutch that we found early on. If we didn't find that, I didn't know. This game could have gone super bad, but that, got a little bit lucky on that Swell draw. But that's what I was saying. Maybe 3 Swell even in a turn just now is the way to go, because, man, it's scary. It's scary when it's scary when you don't have access to your abilities in this deck. So yeah, I could even see going up to 3 Swell, because it is so important to keep those paths to the peak out of play. Into the next one. All right, getting it. We won the coin flip. We would like to go first. We're up against the pink Mudfish. Mulligan there, couple 2s, couple pair there. But yeah, gonna send it all back to the deck and get some new cards to work with, because that's not quite gonna cut it. Yeah, hoping for just an Eternatus. Like I said, we don't need the energy, but the energy would be nice. It would be nice to get the attachment down so we don't have to rely on, oh my gosh, don't have to rely on the Moltres on the following turn. This opening hand is abysmal. Hopefully we don't get donked, or hopefully we top deck what? Quick Ball, Calm, Great Ball, Eternatus V, a lot of outs. Got the Sneasel, not too bad. Attached to the bench. Station something is what we're up against here. What it is, I do not know. I'm gonna go ahead and pass. Yeah. Pass over to my opponent, see what they got going on. Our setup is okay, not great. We can't turn to VMAX, and it's a good chance we're up against an ADPZ here, which means, you know, just not good to not be able to turn to 1-hit KO the ADPZ. Also, there's only 2 Zigzagoons in this build, so it's, they attached to the Zacian already? I guess they did. What? Why? What? They even discarded what? All right. So if we prize our second goon, we actually can't 1-hit KO the ADPZ. Or if they play Big Charm. Big Charm's like another thing that they could play. I didn't mention Eternatus V, and I didn't Crobat for it, but who knows? It might still be in my hand. Unfortunately for my opponent, it is not. So yeah, our second goon is going to be a pretty big deal here for sure. Yeah, I don't... A couple mistakes here from my opponent for sure here. Yeah, a couple of them. Comes another Crushing Hammer. So they hurt a little bit, but really not too much on this turn, because we can't even attack next turn anyways. So we're kind of waiting for like another turn until we can attack. Ooh, the hit on the Intrepid Sword. You always hate to see that. Okay, so we got the Quick Ball. I could even go for the Power Excel this turn. I think I probably will, because it means I don't need the Zigzagoon. And the Zigzagoon is prized, so the Power Excel is actually super important for us to pull off here. We do need another Eternatus V to kind of back this one up, though. Or we could end up in a situation where they could KO us with Brave Blade next turn and not even GX attack, and then we could be in a really, really bad spot. So let's get this Eternatus V. There we go. Bench that. Power Excel. I don't even really want to bench Evolve because I'd rather Comet away, I think, just in case this doesn't hit. Makes sense, right? I think that makes sense. Makes sense to me. Yeah. All right, Power Excel. Hit him up for 30. Get that energy in play. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Didn't get the Moltres down. We could have got the Moltres down to try and start loading up energy from the discard pile. It didn't feel like that was that necessary, but it wouldn't have hurt, that's for sure. So yeah, no Zigzagoons, like I said. Second Zigzagoons prize. So this Power Excel was super important because we cap out at 270 damage, 280 HP on that ADP. So we need that little bit of extra. Yeah. Bringing up my Goon can be a little bit annoying, but with Weavile, we can move the energy around in a way that we actually get to hard retreat and attach. Here comes a Crushing Hammer. There's a Heads. Did they get the metal energy, though? They went through all of this. They might not have gotten the metal energy, though. They still need that. They whiffed the metal, or E-Switch, actually, because they attached the water. So we could get the one-hit KO here, but if we don't, we're not in that bad of a spot. We're definitely going to go for it. Start with this Great Ball. Let's grab this, I think. Calm this away. Get that VMAX out. I'll put the Yveltal down. VMAX, bench Yveltal, and then hit the research. Yeah, go with research. I could Marnie them, but all they need is a metal energy next turn, so I don't feel like it does that much. I could be wrong on that, to be honest, overall, though. Great Ball again. Gonna get... choice. I think the Weavile is a little bit better, though, because with the Moltres, which we can now grab off this Calm, we can actually retreat and attack this turn if we fill the bench. Yeah, if we fill the bench this turn, we can actually get the knockout. It's super unlikely that we fill the... Well, we only need 2 Pokemon, actually, to be honest. It's not that unlikely, the more I think about it. Okay. Crobat. Yeah, we just need 2 Pokemon now. And we got him. Wow. All right. Insane. And we're going to get the knockout on this ADP. Absurd. So we've Crobated already. Can't Moltres again. What would be the best card? Maybe second Sneasel to go into second Weavile, but I just discarded the Weavile, so that doesn't make any sense. Maybe just another Eternatus V. Let's go with that. I don't think there's really a great thing to grab. Would have been nice to grab this, but we grew into that, so that's not possible. And yeah, retreat and swing, knock out my opponents. And we're in a great spot. They haven't GX attacked yet. They haven't drawn any prize cards yet. We are fully set up. We got the Weavile. We got the Moltres. We got a full bench. We got the VMAX. We got extra Vs. We have literally everything we could ever want in play set up. We could potentially get into that Darkrai Umbreon at some point as well. Here comes a Zacian to swing. We do need to set up another VMAX, though, because if they do knock this thing out over 2 turns, we don't have another VMAX to work with, then we could be in trouble. That's the only thing that could happen where I would get a little bit scary. So it'd be really nice to find a VMAX this next turn. Preserve our bench. Don't lose any of our bench Pokemon, and then be fully set up to ready to go as the follow-up after this one goes down. Have a fully set up Eternatus VMAX ready to go on the following turn. Just want to be ready to go. But looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. The power of Moltres plus Weavile really showing through in this game, I feel like, with that play with the Zigzagoon. That was kind of crazy. That was kind of crazy right there. So yeah, I feel like the power of that is really coming through right here. And yeah, wow. It's good. That's really good. Not bad at all. Here comes a Dead Change, so losing a ton of cards here. They still have 3 Metal Saucer to work with, so they still have enough energy left to create another attacker, and they're actually going after my Moltres here, which means this is just going to survive. The Eternatus VMAX will just survive, so I don't have to be worried about this getting taken out of play. Maybe they forgot they didn't GX attack, or maybe they think chasing the 2 prize cards here never makes any sense, though. Their only route to victory is to 2 Careless and hope I can't set up another one, which is also pretty unlikely. But maybe they were scared of the Darkrai Umbreon getting fully powered up, which does involve the Moltres, to be honest. So that is true. I would need like the Moltres to do that, and we can still get there. Actually, I can go like this, not this turn, but soon. Grab the Moltres. Moltres goes down. Turn just VMAX over here. Moltres for an energy, and I mean, I guess actually on the next turn we could pull off the Darkrai Umbreon play. I don't think we're gonna be able to get it this game. Would love to pull it off, but I don't think it's happening this game. Things are going by a little bit too quickly. Yeah, the game is about to end in about a turn. I don't think there's any way my opponent can stop me from taking that up here on the following turn. I guess the only thing I could think of actually now would be, no, they discard their second ADP. If they play a third ADP, I've seen it before, they could send that into the active. I couldn't 1-hit KO that. They could GX attack, but even then I think we'll win eventually. I don't think that's going to save them. Third rat coming out from my opponent, digging deeper into the deck. I don't know what they're looking for. I don't think it exists. Here comes some Metal Saucers. So they can load up this Zacian. Here comes another Crushing Hammer. Yeah, another reason that the Moltres Weavile combo is so good, helps to combat against the crushing hammers of so many decks out there. The PikaRoms, the ADPzations, sometimes Luke Metal runs it. It's insane. And we beat him. We beat the ADP, and that's gonna do it for these games with the Eternatus. Like I said, shout out to Vinny Fernandez. The list is super cool. I didn't get to use Darkrai Umbreon, and the games might be a little bit too fast to ever get Darkrai Umbreon going, but my opponent did play Crushing Hammers in this one specifically, so who knows, maybe would have been able to use it if it was a little bit closer of a game. I like the idea of it. How easy is it to pull off is kind of the question. Need to test with it a little bit more, but yeah, the Moltres plus Weavile at the very least is super cool, super clean, and yeah, maybe consider adding a third swell. See you guys tomorrow.